This video is going to go through section 3, starting at question 22. So a movie began at 8:30 and ended at 11:30. So that means the duration was 3 hours. The ratio of movie to advertisements, so movie to advertisements, 7:2. So all I'm doing now is I'm just writing down the information that the question has given me. How many minutes of advertisements were shown during the movie? Okay, so with 3 hours, we have 180 minutes. So these two parts together, 7 parts, 2 parts, we add them together, we get 9 parts. 9 parts is equivalent to 180 minutes. We can work out what 1 part is. 1 part would just be divide this by 9, divide 180 by 9, we get 20 minutes. Then, now we found 1 part, so we can easily find how many minutes of advertisements were shown during the movie, because we know that advertisements was equivalent to 2 parts. So if we want 2 parts, it would be 40 minutes. How many minutes of ads were shown during the movie? So you can just write just a nice sentence to finish off. Question 23. Find the value of A given reasons. Okay, so I'm going to draw this diagram out. Okay. So I want to find this value of A. When I see parallel lines, the first thing I think of is alternate angles. So I'm thinking this, perhaps that, or this alternate angle here. So if this is 70 here, this one is going to be 70 as well. Yeah, so we just got to write that out. Reasoning would look like angle BAC equals 70 degrees. Alternate angles. And then I gotta write which lines are parallel. So AB is parallel to CD. That's how I knew that. These two, we use those two to help us out. Now we know that's 70, we can easily work out what A is. Angle ABE, because we know all 3 angles have to add up to 180 degrees because that's the angle sum of a triangle. So we know if we do 180, take away the sum of 50 plus 70. So if we do 180, take away this angle and that angle, combined together we should get the remaining angle. Yeah, so I'll just write 180 take away 120, and I'll just write the reason, angle sum of a triangle. And you could have wrote that reason here or here as well. That should be A. Alright, 24. The shopping receipt quotes 10%. What is the cost of the folder pre-GST? Correct to the nearest cent. Okay. Okay, so The price is $364 including 10% GST. So when a price includes 10% GST, it is actually worth 110%. So an item is obviously worth 100%, and we have tax put on. The tax put on in this case is 10%, so it bumps up our 100% to 110%. What is the cost of the folder pre-GST? So without tax, pretty much, just the item by itself. That would be, the question would want us to work out what 100% is. That's what it wants us to work out. Yeah. So easy way to get 110 to 100%, we're going to use the unitary method. So let's just find what 1% is. So if I just divide this side by 110, I'm going to divide this side by 110. Don't have a calculator, so oh geez, that doesn't look good. It's 0.033, and I'll just leave it like that. We want to get to 100%. So to get to 100%, that times by 100. Yes. So I've left that value in my calculator, so I just use the calculator on my computer. That's what I got. I left it there. I'm just going to multiply it by 100. I don't want to round off yet. Yeah, so that's what I got. So it'll be $3.31. Okay, so what is the cost of the folder? So I can just write pre just a nice concluding sentence. Question 25. I just got to read the question. Calculate the new selling price. Okay. So, ski goggles for $175. First, it had a discount of 20%, and then it had a discount of 40%. So I'm going to assume these ski goggles went through two of those sets of discounts. So this initially is worth 100%. Yeah, and then it gets dropped by 20%. So if it got dropped by 20%, it is only worth 80% now. Yeah, 100 take away 20 is 80, and that's what I want you to find first. Okay, so you can do the unitary method as we did above. I'm just going to do it this way. 80 over 100. Okay, cross out a 0 from the top, 1 from the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to use my calculator. So, okay. So that's the first discount. Goes through a second discount, another 40%. So now $140 is worth it's the new original price, so it'd be 100%. Gets a discount by 40%, so it's only worth 60% now. I'm going to do the same thing. 60 times, cross out a 0 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. So 6 times 14 is 64, I think. Yeah, $64. That's it. So I think a lot of students would probably combine the 20 and 40% and do it as 60%. And I can show you now that that will not give you the answer. So if you do 60% off, so what I'm talking about is students will be like, oh, 20%, 40%. They're going to combine those two percentages together to make 60. And they're going to do it in one go. And I'm going to show you why that doesn't work. So this is the wrong way, incorrect method. You've got to separate the two discounts separately. So incorrect method, so 175 is worth 100%. So if you combine those two percentages, it's 60% off, so it'd be only worth 40%. So if we did 40 over 100 times 175, cross it a 0, cross it a 0. So you just do 4 times 175 divided by 10, which is 70. See? That answer is different to that answer. So this is the incorrect way. If you have multiple discounts that are happening, you have to do them separately. What question is that? 25. We're going to do 26. Okay. So question 26. Barry's present age is 4 times his son's age. His son's is Barry, and then I'm going to do his son's age is here. So if we say his son is X years old, Barry would be 4 times X. In 5 years' time, Barry's age will be 3 years times his son's age. So in 5 years' time, so we're going to write plus 5 years. Barry's age will be 3 times his son's age. So in that would be hold on, I think I did this wrong, give me a second. So in 5 years it will be 4x plus 5, and that should be 3 times his son's age, which would be 3 times x plus 5. Okay, so it took me a while to get this equation. Like I tell you in class, I do struggle with the wordy questions, so just wanted to double check. So Barry's age is 4 times his son's age. In 5 years, that means he's no longer 4x, he's 4x plus 5. His son will be x plus 5, but the question also says that Barry will be 3 times his son, so that's why I wrote 3 times his son is here. Then we can just solve it just like a normal equation. So 4x plus 5 equals times the 3 in, expand the 3, move the x's to the left, move the numbers to the right, so minus 3x. So you're left with just x plus 5, and next step is just subtract 5. Okay, and if you were not sure, like if you're not sure if you got the answer correct, just get your number, your answer, put it back into the original equation to see if it makes sense. So Barry and his son. So if his son is x, he's 10 years, his dad would be 40 because his dad is 4 times his age. And then we're going to plus 5 because in 5 years' time, what happens? In 5 years' time, the son will be 15 years old, his dad will be 45. So is this number 3 times this number? It is. Okay. So then I'm just going to write son's present age is 10 years old.